Hey, what's up, guys? So, do you guys ever wonder how regular black folks feel when someone in their own community starts acting up in public? Like, there's that word, that's been tossed around the past couple years, ghetto fatigue. Well, most people call it black, but I'm going to call it ghetto because calling it black fatigue, I think it's not a fair representation for majority of the people in that community because it's not the majority. It's a small subgroup, still pretty large, but I wouldn't say it's a majority or anywhere near it. But that said, I want you to take a look at this video here because this is one of the very few videos I've seen online where you can see regular black folks looking very fatigued by their very own. Take a look. By the way, this is at an HBCU football game.
Can I back that ass up? Back that ass up. Back that ass up.
Did she just yell, "Mom"? Yo, look at her kids. They're like used to this behavior. Look at this little girl. She's like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Yeah, the mom's wearing a mask. I can't even tell how old she is. But again, this is at an HBCU football game, so the entire crowd's going to be pretty much predominantly black. But yeah, like just dancing is fine. I don't see any harm in that. But then when you start twerking, I don't know, especially with your kids there.
My nerve jab to the curb jab.
This is the second time that we've been in sync.
Yo, did you see this guy's reaction? Take a look.
Time that we've been in sync. I'm like, oh, we've been in sync all day. I just heard it. I'm like,
You could tell this woman here is not having it. She keeps looking back with a disgusted look on her face.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was already recording.
So that woman was getting upset because the lady dancing was shaking her butt in her daughter's face right beside her.
Look at the baby face.
Take a look at look at these kids here. Oh my god, this is crazy. Like you got two adorable kids. The one on the right, she looks innocent. She doesn't know what's going on. She has no, this is probably her first time seeing something like this. But the one on the left, you could tell she's seen stuff like this before. Look how disgusted she looks. Look at the mother's face too. Oh my god. This picture just tells you how exhausted, how fatigued this, family. Wow. That is crazy.
Look at the baby face. Look at the baby face. Y'all look at the baby. I've been recording this for 5 minutes. I'm gonna put this shit right on TikTok. You better fucking believe it. Look at everybody looking. It is so embarrassing. about you or your mom?
Okay, so honestly, this wasn't even the craziest on a 1 to 10 ghetto fatigue scale, but it was just funny watching other regular black folks being exhausted, fatigued by this type of behavior. Anyways, I want you to take a look at this clip here of this young black fella because he actually explains this whole thing perfectly to a T. Take a look.
Nobody wants to live around niggas. Black people don't want to live around niggas. White people don't want to live around niggas. Hispanics don't want to live around niggas. Asians don't want to live around niggas. No one wants to live around niggas. Niggas carry themselves with a complete lack of empathy for anybody else. They don't care about anybody else's time. They don't respect other people's businesses. They look at the world and they just laugh at everything. They think shit is funny. They grew up without a positive male role model in their life. And they don't give a they don't give a about the black community. That's the last thing they give a about. Because I'll tell you what, you line up a black person in front of a nigga and a white person, they're not going to want to do that time for killing that white person. They're much more likely to kill that black person. And it's interesting because a white person is much more likely to be killed by a nigga than a nigga is to be killed by a white person. And they overrepresent black people quite often because if you look at the stats with the 13% of the population, half the crime, is it that full 13%? Obviously not. So they say 13%, and it's because of niggas, bro. It's because niggas have done so much harm on such a big, wildly disproportionate level that it's like hard to even tell anymore because we have so many niggas running around and nobody wants to live around niggas, bro. Whenever you have niggas move into the area, everybody scatters. You ever heard of the white flight? It's everybody flight. Nobody wants to live around it because even if it's not homicides, just on a basic like day-to-day interaction with them, there's zero intellectual reward ever or educational reward. It's a bunch of hotep bullshit or we wasery. It's a bunch of deflection. Like, I stole and shot a couple. Like, white people did slavery and shit. You can't hold niggas accountable for shit, bro. It'll be the year 5000 AD, and they will still talk about slavery as a reason why they're the black people. Yeah, you sure showed them.
Okay, so honestly, I like how this kid made the distinction between regular black folks and ninjas, we'll call them, because there clearly needs to be a distinction. And time again, I'm guilty of it. We associate the entire community with this small subgroup here, which is not fair, to be honest. But I just feel that this subgroup just has a hard time transitioning into regular society because, you know, I can understand them acting the way they do to survive in their neighborhood, but trying to bring them into transition to regular society, everyday life, whether it be on the subway or at a restaurant, they just have a hard time transitioning. And it's just crazy because it affects every other group. That said, I don't know if this side is really repairable. Like, I don't know if they could ever properly transition into everyday society because just some of the stuff you see is just crazy on social media. I don't know. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.